Ralph Breaks the Internet is easily Disney's worst mainline film. It's not even close. There is seriously nothing, and I mean nothing, that I like about this film. This is a great example of how not to make a sequel and how not to make the laziest cash-in product of all time. Awful movie. But how did a movie as great as Wreck-It Ralph get such a terrible sequel? Well, let's find out. So with the concept of Wreck-It Ralph, you really go anywhere for the sequel, but the direction they chose literally is the dumbest and the least logical sense to possibly make. So Wreck-It Ralph obviously is a movie that takes place in an arcade setting based off the history and legacy of video games, how they affect us basically through their characters and worlds that come from them. So that was a pretty cool concept, kind of like a new take on Toy Story, which is, like I said, one of the greatest films ever. Actually, I didn't say that in this movie review, so I don't know why I'm saying it now. But instead, they took the Emoji Movie route. Yes, you know that movie? The movie everybody hated before it even came out because it is a shitty idea and a stupid concept. Well, imagine that, but with Wreck-It Ralph, and that's all you get. That's the only difference. Because much like the Emoji Movie, it's about stupid characters going through a bland and sterile internet world that is so uninteresting that makes you wish that you weren't watching it. The sad thing is there's actually earlier versions of the script that actually had more interesting concepts even revolving around the internet. The most obvious one is the fact that the internet was originally going to be a main villain that threatens the arcade's life and all the characters in it, which is because the characters are arcade characters. That makes perfect sense. Another one where the character Vanellope gets stuck in it and basically has to form her own cult website, which sounds kind of interesting. The other one where that happens in this movie, where Ralph gets enamored with fame and fortune on the internet and has to let go of that because, you know, internet fame is not everything. This film decides to choose basically half of that and does it in the worst way possible. Keep in mind the original idea of the reason why internet even evolves is because they're like, how about we include more different types of games outside the arcade, like mobile games or and online service games. This movie is not about video games anymore. It's about just internet and branding. Did I mention there was just a giant advertisement for Disney and all their products without anything other than the fact that there's an advertisement? Nothing's clever about it, just here's an advertisement. We have Star Wars, there's Kermit, oh my god, we have Pixar, the good fucking dinosaur. Like, who the fuck cares? It's just advertising for shit. Even though I'm a big Disney fan, the way they present it's so corporate and lifeless. That makes me hate it. I have Disney shit. I go to Disney World all the time. I'm quote-unquote like a Disney adult, and this movie makes me hate Disney because of how bland and corporate it all feels, because how they don't give a shit. They're just here to promote shit. This whole fucking movie is just a fucking ad for the Oh My Disney website. Are you fucking kidding me? And that's basically all there is behind the scenes about this movie. They made an internet movie. It came out, it did well, but then people kind of forgot about it. It did not leave a lasting impact on those that aren't Wreck-It Ralph fans, because those that were didn't like this movie. This is a movie that gets more and more hate as time goes by because the film was made for 2018 audiences, and not even that, because it even dated by that time period. The film tried to be hip with that audience, and that just does not really exist. It was pandering to a very specific time period, and it just fails miserably as time went on. I'll get to some of those dated things as we go on, because there's so many bad things that other people have talked about as well, but I'm going to try to make this video kind of unique, is to go over my base opinions on the film, as well as going why it doesn't work at all. Let's go over it as a sequel and its storyline. The story structure is very confusing. Apparently the filmmakers who made the original film are like, oh, this ending sucks, because he says he has validation through this one kid. That's toxic, so we'll make Ralph an asshole in the next movie. Not joking, look it up, that's what they said. The film only focuses on two of the returning characters. I am not joking. There's other characters in the original Wreck-It Ralph movie, but they're barely in it, and they're both very flanderized in this movie. Ralph turns into a giant idiotic man-baby character who is hopelessly addicted to this one child character he befriended one time and is a complete dumbass and doesn't remember anything. He also doesn't even use his ability to wreck things ever in this movie. We completely forget he's an actual video game character and not just a random giant man-child walking around this sterile internet world. And the character Vanellope decides to ditch all her responsibilities and friendships and everything else for a really ugly, disgusting world that she doesn't even belong in, because she was not coded for it, because we completely forget these characters are video game characters who are made for specific games. And literally commits the sin that the first villain did in the original movie by swapping games and trying to invade into a thing that she was never meant to be in just because she wants to. So what a great way. Our two characters from the returning movie are both completely different characters and are both assholeish and do assholeless things that are very villainous. Our main character is supposed to be the hero, decides that the best way to get his friend and not to go to a game that she doesn't belong in, rather than actually make a convincing argument, is by buying a fucking virus and sending it into the game that affects the whole internet, because he's a fucking idiot. All because he has a creepy obsession with a little girl that he befriended one time. This is fucking weird. Did no one think out this movie for writing it out? This movie has terrible characters and terrible morals. Yeah, I don't go all morals, but sometimes you gotta have it, like, something makes sense in your movie, especially if you're making it for kids, but these characters are irredeemably bad. I didn't even mention the fact that one of the messages or morals is that you become an instant YouTube sensation overnight by just making a shit ton of videos constantly, and you'll get a shit ton of money, enough to pay off a random steering wheel you bid on eBay one time. I mean, I don't even explain how stupid that concept is. That is literally how they get a bunch of money. In less than a day, Ralph makes a shit ton of videos, and everyone just watches them miraculously, and he just becomes an instant sensation that gets him millions of dollars, because that's how it fucking works in real life. And there is no commentary, none whatsoever, about any of this negative behaviors that the internet can cause, and some of the dangers, and the, kind of the addiction to some areas, like YouTube video watching, or binge watching, or kind of being stuck in that world. just do it. It's all consume, because this is just one giant product. Hope you didn't like any of the previous characters in the previous film, because they're in this for like 5 minutes. Fix-It Felix Jr. and Calhoun, I think her name is, they actually have a pretty fun relationship, and you think, oh, they're going to get developed more, because they're kind of a unique dynamic, and oh, they got a cool thing where if you adopt these little kids here, had to learn to be parents, if they really can't be parents, because their game characters are coded a certain way, that wouldn't really work, but now they actually can, because of this adoption thing. That's like a fun subplot. That will break up the monotony of the film. Guess what? It's mentioned here, and then it comes back at the very end for a stupid fucking joke. And that's it. If you like these characters, too bad, because they're not in the movie. Fuck you, that's why. So yeah, what is the... I didn't mention what the plot is. Why the fuck are they in the internet? Well, Ralph's been obsessive over this little kid that he helped out one time, even though I feel like it should be the other way around, since, Ralph has more friends than her. She never even had friends in her game, because she was always, like, exercise. At least Ralph had the tapper people and shit like that in that support group. Penelope never had that, so wouldn't she be the one more obsessed with him, especially since he's a child looking up to an older game character? But no, I guess the filmmakers didn't think about that, because they're fucking stupid. There is a kind of a concept that kind of sounds interesting, where she is kind of... It's been a couple of years, and she's kind of bored of her game. They could have worked something in with that, but they decided just like the best thing is just to ditch everything. That's the moral of the last movie, was to not do that. So what is the best way to help Penelope out in her kind of a mid-video game life crisis or whatever? Why, it's for Ralph to ditch his own game in the middle of the working hours to make a brand new track for her that Penelope's going to drive on, then breaking her own game steering wheel, causing the fault of this game's breaking down being their fault. They don't feel any guilt about it, because, why not? We just want to do something fun. And they act like, Ralph's problem or Nelfing's problem. These characters both fucked with the game here, being complete fucking idiots and selfish assholes, not caring about anyone but themselves. This is a theme you'll find throughout the movie. Penelope and Ralph care only about them fucking selves in this movie. Even if they claim they're not, they really only care about themselves and do not care how many people are going to hurt along the way, because this movie has shit morals. So Penelope is sad that her game broke down, realizing that maybe she was a little harsh in her game. Maybe it's worth more than that. Well, that sounds like an interesting concept. We'll never cover this again. And Ralph just acts like a complete fucking idiot. Like, wow, you get to be free! Ha 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 ha! Fuck you, dumbass! The real solution to this problem is to go buy a steering wheel to replace for the game. You have to go to the internet in order to buy it off of eBay, because of course there's ads for fucking eBay in this. Well, this early section of the movie is bad. It's the only one that seems similar to the original movie, and it does have one scene that I like. It's where Sonic explains the internet, because of course it is my favorite scene. I love Sonic, and this is the only thing I like about the movie, because it makes sense for him to want to be about the internet, since, his fans are chronically online. I would know. Yeah, take that, Disney. Sonic beats you again, and he does when he beats Mufasa to bloody pulp. When the characters get to the internet, that's when everything basically falls apart in this film. Instead of the unique creative world of the video game era, worlds are creative based off that, and not just the advertised products, we get Sterile Product City, full of all your favorite products. Like right-wing hellscape Twitter, with them tweeting about birds and not about how they're fucking Nazis. But this film's not realistic, so what you expect. And other products they're not going to use, like Google. They'll just use knockoffs like Knowsmore, because that makes sense. And apparently in eBay, all they bid on is just stupid shit, because that's eBay. I know there's dumb things on eBay, but they don't get fucking high bids. It's not how they work. Like, the way this is set up is so lame, and that fact, everything about the internet world is not interesting at all. I hate the design of it. I really, really hate the shitty character designs for all the people using the internet. It looks like absolute shit. Instead of being cute or charming, they all look like they're just fucking corporate mascots. Like something you see in a terrible Kroger ad. That's the vibe I get from these awful characters. Also, since these characters are complete morons, they thought that raising the price to a ridiculous limit would make sense, even though they don't have money. Like, did they not think this through? Like, how stupid are these fucking characters? Nothing about this makes any sense. Also, the whole time, Ralph thinks that eBay is called E-Boy, and then there's an actual eBay thing that looks like a boy. He says, "Oh, E-Boy!" I wanted to say how stupid that fucking line is and how dated it is, but yeah, you can figure that out pretty quickly for yourself. But then Ralph throws a billboard and it crushes a groomer. Seriously, one of the people that get cameo for this is a fucking real-life groomer. Are you fucking kidding me, Disney? Really? In order to get money, they go to this place to see if they can steal a car from this weird-ass game that is like GTA, but bland and sterile. It looks like a shitty Fast and Furious movie. The amount of gas, Vaseline is all over the lens. It's disgusting looking. But it has this cool character played by the very talented, just kidding, she's not talented at all, the Wonder Woman Gal Gadot. Terrible actress. I never even cared for her as Wonder Woman. She looked the part, but did she act the part? No. Terrible. Also, I think she wants to commit genocide on Palestinians. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but if it is, fuck her. But the best way to make money learn is by going to BuzzTube. Not YouTube, BuzzTube. Because in this world, BuzzTube is popular enough to compete with YouTube and give out instant cash just by people giving hearts, which aren't even money, they're just hearts. Doesn't make any fucking sense. If you like my video right now, you're not giving me any fucking money, alright? That's not how it fucking works. Though if you want to give me a like, I would appreciate it very much. I do put a lot of effort in these videos. I mean, not that much effort, but you know. The main runner of this place, I don't even know her name, she's some algorithm bitch who you think would be the villain in any other movie because this type of character who only cares about trends and like forcing, markedly pushing people would usually be that way, but I guess they forgot that everyone who's an ass in this movie is actually a good character, so fuck her. And for some reason the character dresses up like she's Steve Urkel later on in the movie. I don't understand that at all. Like, what the fuck is that getup? Apparently in this world also, pop-up ads can just go wherever the fuck they want, even in places that don't even allow pop-up ads, like apparently Disney website can get pop-outs for fucking YouTube, which makes no sense. And of course that leads to the Disney scene, which I already mentioned is just a giant jerk off of all the Disney's IPs, and not even just celebrating them, just like, here's the IPs, buy our products. Look how ugly Buzz is in this movie, he looks disgusting. Speaking of which, every Disney princess design looks terrible. People act like, oh, this is a good part of the movie. No, it's not. It's, if you like the characters, I hate it. One of this movie gets to show us more of the stupid internet design characters who I fucking hate. More pointless reminders of characters they own, like, hey look, Stan Lee, we own Marvel, so we technically own him. Here's an actual model from Zootopia that we could just clearly show we can actually use previous used models, but here we have janky corporized mascot versions of the Disney princesses here, who all look terrible for some reason. Like, I really hate these designs. Like, why does Rapunzel look like that? That doesn't look like her. She had a previous CGI model, looked fine. Why do they make it look so bad here? Look what they did to Ariel, she looks awful! Why do they do that to her? They also make her a dumb airhead because that's her character. I fucking hate this scene. They just play onto cliches, like they have Rapunzel act like a snotty bitch, even though she's not even like that. Have you even watched the movie or seen the TV show? She acts condescending, like what the fuck? Did you not watch your own properties? So yes, of course my two favorite ones are the ones that get most bastardized in this scene. That's why I fucking hate it. The whole scene is, did a man help you out? She's like, no, even though technically that did happen in the last movie, her more than any other character here. Get the fuck out of here. It's such a stupid fucking line. And they have these stupid pajama scene that makes no sense, and like, look into water. What the fuck does that mean? Apparently in Disney movies, people look at water and they sing a song, you know, that happened like 2 times in one of the movies that I've seen. They're called I Want songs. They're not based off looking at fucking water, Disney. You should fucking know this. You fucking made the fucking movie! So instead, Vanellope sings a fucking terrible song, which is the worst song Alan Menken's ever made because Vanellope can't sing to save her life, and neither can Gal Gadot. Imagine there's no heaven. So this song is pretty pointless because this character basically wants to save her game because, of course, why wouldn't she? And then all of a sudden she's like, yeah, that one place I went to that one time that doesn't even fit me at all, that's my place now, I guess. Even though I'm not part of their code, and that's technically what the main villain in the last movie did. It makes perfect sense because, I guess... I know it's supposed to be about following your dreams, but this is such a lame dream that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even come back. None of the problems with the actual issues that come with this are even mentioned. Not even by Ralph, who's a fucking idiot in this movie, so I forgot that didn't happen. A dumbass Gal Gadot character never mentions this fact that she doesn't make any sense to be in this game. You're a little fucking girl in this edgy game. No one's gonna want to fucking play as a candy girl in this game, unless there's some fucking weirdo. Also, Ralph's in the moon. It looks fucking ridiculous every time I see it. That's the reason why maybe she shouldn't go to this game. One guy, not because of anything else she has to do, like her responsibilities to her fucking game she was coded for. Fuck that bullshit. Those kids who actually actively liked playing as me in this game, fuck them. They could go fuck themselves. After all, there's other racers in my game. Hardy, hardy, har. I also forgot to mention this, now I remembered it, but the fact that technically Ralph also leaves his game again until all the comments from the last movie happened because he left his game. He's like, hey, Felix, can you take over me? Yeah, totally he could. Remember last time he tried to take over the game? Oh yeah, fucking closed down. This movie is fucking idiotic! Seriously, they put no thought. Literally, no thought. Did they even watch the last movie? They have to, because the people who worked on the last movie worked on this! What the fuck? Am I in some bizarre world? Anyway, after Ralph forces people to watch his shitty goat videos and unfunny makeup tutorials that make me want to blow my brains out, he makes enough money. But he goes to the comment section and he gets sad because they say he's a fucking loser. This scene's supposed to be like an emotionally sad scene because the internet's mean, I guess. It just comes out of nowhere and never mentioned again. Like, the comments are really clever. They say, Ralph stinks. He's like, are you not supposed to laugh here? I'm just thinking it's hilarious.
Just a worthless bum alone on a pile of bricks.
Why did they write such a specific insult to him? You're just a worthless bum alone on a pile of bricks, like in the game? What video is that even commenting on? It doesn't make any sense for a radio commenter to comment that. No, this movie makes no sense. This movie got positive reviews when it came out. This movie! What the fuck's wrong with people? At this point, the rest of the movie is just noise. Ralph is a virus who scans his own insecurity because, Ralph's the only one that needs to change, even though he's got a lot of things he needs to fix, like the fact he's a fucking villain in this movie. No one else needs to fix themselves. So Ralph is now breaking the internet. Wait, I know you're thinking, why the fuck's a movie called Break the Internet and not Wreck the Internet? Well, I'll tell you why, because there was a trend. One dumb bimbo took a picture of her ass and said, oh, she broke the internet, even though she didn't, because who the fuck gives a shit about some random bimbo taking a picture of her fucking ass? That happens every fucking day. But yeah, they thought instead of actually making a clever title, they decided, oh, let's call it Break the Internet. Fuck this movie. Fuck it to hell. Ralph decides, at the end of the day, to not be a creeper who wants to be with this little girl all the time. That's totally not bizarre at all. And Penelope decides it's a good idea to ditch her game and become a part of a code of a game that she doesn't belong in, that has active updates, meaning that she'll be actually deleted from the code because it makes no sense for them wanting to keep this random girl in their game. But I guess they didn't think about that anyway through. And Ralph goes back to the arcade and realizes the Fix It Felix Jr. machine is broken because he was not a part of the game, and they all want to kill him when he gets back. So that is the end of one of the worst sequels I ever saw in my life. It's rivaled with another Disney sequel, but I'll get to that when I do my Pixar ranking. But hey, at least Sonic's back to save the day. So yeah, the ending, it's shit, but at least the arcade stuff, hey, I could see some arcade stuff that I liked. That's fine, I guess. But it ends on a Rick roll, so it's clever, I guess. No, it's not. It's stupid. Ralph Breaks the Internet is a pandering corporate mess that's not good, like, at all. I don't like anything about it. It's a sequel that doesn't like its original movie and wants to actively destroy everything that made it good to begin with. It cares more about marketing characters rather than actually making interesting characters or developing previous characters to make sense. Its messages are terrible and teaches vainness and stupidity over actual things that are smart because stupid buyers make great merchandise or opportunities, I guess. And none of the good things that part of the original movie are present in this movie. That one had a love of arcade games and actively tried to showcase every aspect of them in a way that felt like a love letter rather than just a way to advertise products, because it wasn't advertising for a product, it was just a good movie. And all that is why I think Ralph Breaks the Internet is going to be the lowest ranked movie on my Disney ranking list. If Toy Story 4 counted, that will be it, but this one is the worst. So yeah, I got nothing to say of the ranking. I think I made it pretty clear that Ralph Breaks the Internet is an F-tier movie. I kind of feel bad for Chicken Little and the Horn of the Range. They're not good movies at all, but I'd watch them in a heartbeat or Ralph Breaks the Internet. Like, they are they're bad movies, but they're not one-star movies. Ralph Breaks the Internet is a one-star movie. It's just the evidence that I think all the F-tier movies are bad. Honestly, it's in a new category. Like, maybe I should do that. We'll keep it at F-tier. Ralph Breaks the Internet, I'm never watching it again. This is the only movie that I'm never ever watching it again. Like, even if we do a marathon, I'm not watching it. I've seen it 3 times at this point. Each time worse and worse. It does not get better, trust me. Not watching it ever again. Highly don't recommend you watching this. It's not good. It's so many dated things. I'll do like stupid shit in the movie that are so 2018 internet thing. They're trying to be clever, but it makes you like, oh god, that was dumb back then, wasn't it? It wasn't even cool back then. Now it's even lamer. It has that all over the movie. It's not good. Like, not at all. The movie only has 2 songs in it, and they're both in the F tier, so that's not good. There's a credit song and a song actually in the movie. The credit song is Zero, sung by Imagine Dragons. I mean, I don't say anything more than that. Just that alone is going to be an F tier, because fucking Imagine Dragons, I imagine they don't exist most of the time because they're fucking awful. Hate them. I mean, not personally, I don't know them personally. I hate their music. You know, you understand what I'm trying to say there. But I hate it. It's terrible. It's bland. It's pop drivel. I don't like that genre of music at all. I like Broadway style musicals. And speaking of that, the song in the movie is not very good. A Place Called Slaughter Race has some okay orchestral stuff to it. That's Alan Menken for you. Lyrically, it's stupid and dumb. And like I said, the main singer is Sarah Silverman, who cannot sing. Some people aren't that great singers, but a great song can kind of carry them around, like the rock song in the previous movie I mentioned. But no, not that one. It's like hard to get through because it's so bad. I don't want to say the word cringe, but I was just cringing for both these. Also, recently I Imagine Dragons music video, because it's a credit song, so I went and look it up just to re-listen to see where it goes. I see this all ugly ass music video. These giant creepy head pop people are just walking around in an arcade. It's disgusting. Ugh. Made me gag how gross it looked. So yeah, no thanks. That's it for Outbreaks on the Internet. Thank you for watching. Next film, we're actually covering another sequel. However, this one is actually way better. So yeah, we're looking at Frozen 2 next, which is a movie that I like better than the original, unlike Ralph Breaks the Internet. So I'll see you then, whenever I get around to it.